Before two bodies ever touch, two souls meet in the unseen. Before rings are exchanged, a union is formed in silence. The greatest marriages aren't created at the altar. They are created first in the imagination. Marriage is not merely the joining of two hands, two families, or two earthly lives. Marriage is first a union of consciousness, a spiritual sealing that happens long before the world ever witnesses it. The true wedding takes place in the unseen realm, where your thoughts, your beliefs, and your inner vision choose the person you are already bound to. The outer ceremony is only the echo of what is already complete within. The world teaches you to search, to chase, to impress, to convince. But the spiritual realm teaches you something far more powerful. What you are united with inwardly must express itself outwardly. You do not attract what you desire. You attract what you have already accepted as true. The marriage is first internal. There is an inner wedding ceremony, and many have never been taught how sacred it is. It begins when you stop seeing love as something outside of you and start recognizing that it is something born from within you. Every thought you carry about love, commitment, and partnership becomes the vows of your inner marriage. If you speak doubt within yourself, you bind yourself to doubt. If you speak fear, you bind yourself to fear. But if you speak faith, if you speak peace, if you speak gratitude as though love is already yours, then your spirit is already united with the one who matches that state of being. The inner wedding is where you choose who you are in love, not who you are searching for, because what you are determines what you attract. If you feel abandoned, you will attract those who abandon. If you feel unworthy, you will attract those who cannot love you deeply. But when you step into the identity of someone already loved, fully, completely, you bind yourself spiritually to the love that is meant for you. The wedding ring first sits on the heart, not the hand. Imagine this. You are sitting in silence. No noise, no interruptions, just you and your breath. And you begin to visualize a love that feels easy, a love that brings peace, a love that does not demand performance, but invites partnership. Feel the presence of someone who chooses you willingly. Imagine their voice, their warmth, their devotion. Do not force a face. Do not force a name. First, feel the union. Feel the togetherness. Feel the certainty that you are chosen, not by chance, but by divine appointment. This is the inner ceremony. It is the moment where you say, I am one with the love I seek. Not I hope it comes. Not maybe one day, but it is already mine. The universal law responds not to longing, but to assumption. It gives you not what you plead for, but what you already embody. If you walk as though you are already loved, life aligns to reveal the partner who reflects that state. Your spouse appears once you become the person who naturally belongs in the marriage you desire. This is why the inner wedding is everything. Many people try to fix their relationships on the outside. They change their appearance, their behavior, their words, but nothing lasts unless the spirit is aligned. External change is temporary. Internal union is eternal. When your heart and mind agree that love is already yours, the world has no choice but to mirror that truth back to you. Think of love not as a search, but as a remembrance. Your soul already knows who it belongs to, not through faith alone, but through resonance. When your frequency shifts to match the vibration of love, the person meant for you is drawn to you without effort. Relationships formed from effort fade. Relationships born from spiritual union endure. The inner wedding ceremony has 3 sacred parts. First, acceptance. You must accept that you are already worthy of love. Now as you are, not when you lose weight, not when you earn more, not when you feel better. Worthiness is not earned. It is recognized. The moment you stop striving for love is the moment you become magnetic to it. Second, imagination. Not fantasy, creation. You must feel the relationship before it appears. Feel being loved. Feel being hugged. Feel being understood. Feeling is the language of the unseen. It is the wedding vow spoken in silence. Third, embodiment. Walk the world as though the love you desire is already a living reality. Do not seek, do not chase, do not question. You know, and because you know, you are calm. The calmness is your signal. The peace is your evidence. The outer world bends to the inner truth. Your spiritual wedding is the moment you stop needing proof that love is coming. It is the moment you rest in the certainty that love is already here. When you no longer search, but recognize the physical form of your spouse appears in divine timing. Not rushed, not forced, but moved by a higher intelligence that knows exactly what you need and when you need it. Many relationships fail because they were formed only on the physical plane. Two bodies met, two personalities aligned, but the souls never agreed. There was no inner wedding, no spiritual joining, no foundation of consciousness, and so the bond cracked under pressure. But when your marriage begins in the unseen, when it is sealed first in the heart and spirit, nothing external can break it. Arguments cannot dissolve it. Distance cannot weaken it. Time cannot diminish it. Because the union is not held by circumstance, it is held by essence. So tonight, hold your own ceremony. Sit alone, close your eyes, and bring your heart into stillness. Then say quietly, I am already loved. I am already chosen. I am already one with the partner meant for my soul. Feel it. Not for a moment, but until your chest softens into certainty. That is the wedding vow. When you rise tomorrow, rise as someone who is already married in the spirit. Not desperate, not searching, not questioning, but prepared. Because love meets the one who is prepared to receive it. And when your inner wedding is complete, the outer wedding becomes inevitable. The world only reflects what the soul has already claimed. The true marriage begins in the invisible realm, where your thoughts and feelings shape the relationship long before it appears in your life. You do not need someone standing in front of you to be united in spirit with the love you are meant for. The union forms when you choose to embody peace, devotion, and certainty from within. This inner joining is stronger than any ceremony witnessed by others, because it is rooted in consciousness and intention. Before two bodies meet, the souls must already be in alignment. When your heart recognizes your own worthiness, love flows naturally and without force. It is a silent vow spoken in the depth of your being. It is your spirit saying, I am already whole, already chosen, already connected. Nothing external can begin until this inner acceptance blooms. And once it is sealed within, life will reflect it in form. The inner wedding always comes before the outer celebration. What you attract in love is not based on wishing, hoping, or longing. It is based on what you have claimed internally as true. Desire alone is not enough to draw the love you seek. You must assume the state of already being loved. If your heart speaks lack, you will experience lack. If your mind holds fear, your relationships will reflect fear. But if you decide right now to walk as one who is cherished and valued, then the world responds to that invisible truth. The universe is always mirroring your dominant assumption. When you shift from wanting to knowing, your entire energy changes. You become calm instead of anxious. You become steady instead of uncertain. And in that emotional certainty, love has no choice but to find you. What you hold within becomes your lived reality. The wedding ring is first placed on the soul, long before it touches the hand. In the unseen realm, you declare your commitment to love, security, and unity with the partner who aligns with your spirit. This ring is not gold or silver. It is a vow of identity. It is the moment you stop believing you are waiting and realize you are already joined with the love meant for you. This spiritual ring is unbreakable because it is worn in the heart, not on the skin. No ceremony can strengthen it, and no challenge can remove it. When the soul accepts union, the physical world simply catches up. The outer ring becomes a symbol of a truth that was already real. The marriage you are meant for begins the moment your soul says, I am one with love now. When you feel loved within yourself, you naturally become a magnet to the partner who reflects that state back to you. You no longer chase affection or try to prove your worth, because you know that love is already your nature. The right person recognizes you not because you seek them, but because you vibrate at the frequency of mutual devotion. The internal sense of being chosen draws in someone who loves without hesitation or confusion. The more you feel safe in your own heart, the more you attract a partner who protects that safety. You do not need to search for love when you become the embodiment of it. Love flows to those who already hold it inwardly. When you rest in the feeling of being loved, love must respond. External relationships collapse when the internal foundation has not been formed. Two people may come together physically, emotionally, or socially, but without a shared spiritual alignment, the bond cracks under pressure. Love cannot survive on physical attraction alone. It cannot thrive on convenience or momentary desire. The inner wedding, where you choose peace, trust, and wholeness first, is what sustains the relationship outwardly. Without that grounding, every misunderstanding feels like rejection, and every conflict feels like abandonment. But when your inner world is already whole, you do not fear loss, rejection, or distance. You do not cling, you connect. Lasting love requires that the heart be prepared before the hands are joined. The inner union nourishes the outer one. Your spiritual wedding is completed the moment you stop searching and begin living as one who is already loved. The search ends when the certainty begins. You no longer look around for signs or proof, because peace itself becomes the proof. You walk differently, speak differently, and choose differently, because you no longer move from emptiness. You move from fullness. The yearning softens into assurance. The waiting becomes receiving. When you embody the feeling of partnership, life responds by aligning you with the one who is already aligned with you. The ceremony has already begun within your heart. Love becomes your state, not your pursuit. Once the inner marriage is sealed, the external union becomes effortless and inevitable. You do not chase, force, or rush anything. You simply live in alignment with the truth that love is already yours. The partner meant for you appears not by coincidence, but by resonance. Your realities meet because your spirits already agreed. The outer wedding is just a celebration of what has long existed in the unseen. Nothing can prevent it, delay it, or interrupt it. The world must mirror what the soul has already accepted. And when that moment arrives, you will recognize it instantly. Not because it is dramatic, but because it feels like coming home to something that was always yours.